Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python programming video lecture series. I hope once again you are safe and doing well. And I also hope that you must have revised our second lecture and solved the assignment based on it. Now let us start with our third lecture. So again welcome back to the Python programming. In the last lecture, we have seen the characteristics of Python and history of Python. Also, in the first lecture, we have covered the basics of programming, that is introduction to programming, and how does a program execution takes place. Now, in this lecture, we will see the history of Python, speciality of Python, and applications of Python. Now let us start. So, in the third lecture, we will first see the history of Python, that is, how did the Python get invented and by whom and when. Then we will see what is the speciality of Python, and at the end we will see the applications of Python, that means where does Python get used by a programmer. History of Python. Python was first invented by Mr. Guido van Rossum from Netherlands in December 1989 and first released in 1991. So, the Python was invented by this guy. You can see his picture over here. His name is Mr. Guido van Rossum. He is from Netherlands and first it get invented in December 1989 but released first in 1991. It always takes some time after something gets invented until the people actually start using it. So Python also needed some permissions and approvals at international level, and the process took almost 2 years. And after 2 years, the first version of Python was released, and after that, all the programmers made the official use of Python as a programming language. The language is named from Monty Python's Flying Circus. It is a BBC comedy series from the 1970s. There is one very interesting story behind the name of Python. This guy, Mr. Guido van Rossum, used to like this series very much. This series was about a python who used to fly in a circus. Python is basically a snake, and the name of that snake was Monty. So the name was Monty Python's Flying Circus. This was a comedy series that was being telecasted in 1970s on BBC. When Guido van Rossum invented Python, actually a newly invented programming language, he was wondering that what name he should keep to his newly invented programming language. Then suddenly Monty Python's Flying Circus came in his mind, and he kept the name of his newly invented programming language as Python. So, isn't it interesting? Hence, Python is called as Python. Now, let us see what is the speciality of Python. The first speciality is that Python is one of the most popular programming languages worldwide. Now why? Let us see. Since we have seen in the characteristics of Python that Python is high level, interpreted, interactive, dynamic, and object oriented. Out of that, Java is also high level, interpreted, and object oriented. But there are two more features because of which the Python is popular. which are it is interactive and it is dynamic. How it is interactive? Because it answers immediately as we ask something in its output interface or Python shell, as we have seen in our earlier lecture. And also it is dynamic since it dynamically or automatically allocates a data type as the variable is declared in it. So because of these two features, that is dynamic and interactive, it got very famous worldwide and became one of the most popular programming languages worldwide. The second feature is there are 4,000 to 5,000 job openings per month in India in the field of Python. Just imagine what is the number. 4,000 to 5,000 jobs that are also per month and just in India. Just imagine when you will complete your education and get professional with Python or will acquire a deep knowledge of Python, how much scope you will have. Till that point, this number must have doubled or tripled of job opening. So, if you acquire a skill in this Python programming language, you will certainly get a good job with bright future and career and with the best salary package. Now let us see the applications of Python. The first application is web development, or we can say the development of websites. There are many websites which are nowadays being developed by using Python programming language. The examples are Yahoo Map, Google search engine, etc. The website of Yahoo Map or the software of Yahoo Maps is also developed using Python, and Google search engine is also making use of Python for its development or for its update nowadays. Second, science. For data simulation, documentation and experiment control in science, Python is being used nowadays. Now let us see what is a data simulation. In science, you perform various experiments based on various observations. For example, let us take the example of time and frequency. Now, for particular value of time t1 and frequency f1, you will get some particular reading. So, for t1 and f1, there is a one reading. Similarly, you will take the another reading for t2 and f2. So, you will take such 10 to 15 readings and then come to the conclusion. Now, it is also being automated nowadays. After such observations are made, or rather 10 to 15 observations are made, you make some conclusion to acquire the result. So, this is called as data simulation. We can use Python for simulating this data or simulating this observation and create some computer model based on it in terms of pie chart or graphs or other kind of graphics. So, computer model can be made of these observations, or we can say the data in this experiment, by using Python, and then it is very easy to find the conclusion or result from that model. So, the process of making a computer model of this observation data is called as data simulation, and it is done by Python. Documentation. You require a lot of documentation while you perform an experiment. This can be also done by using Python. There is one topic called as file handling in Python. Rather, you will learn it in its advanced level. So, by using file handling of Python, you can create such documentation. Also, experiment control can be done by using Python. You can create one program by using Python that will control the experimental factors such as time, frequency, wavelength, or any other thing for that particular experiment. So, just the program is executed and you can put the various values for these factors. So, in such a way, Python is used in a field of science. Now, third application is software development. For example, Red Hat Linux configuration. Red Hat Linux is an operating system which is basically used to perform hacking. If you want to hack some password or get entry into the any software system, you can make use of Red Hat Linux. And the configuration of this Red Hat Linux can be also done by using Python. So in such a way, Python is used in a software development. Now business software. Resource management in IBM. IBM is one of the most famous and reputed business company in the field of software. IBM was making use of Java few years before, but nowadays it has shifted on the platform of Python. What is a resource management? We will see. Basically, your computer system makes use of many resources such as memories, your input-output devices, operating system, hardware, various parts of software, its application, etc. So, to run some program on a computer, you require all these resources. So, for managing all these resources and to have a synchronization and coordination between them, we will require one more bigger program. So, that program can be written by using Python. So, in this way, resource management in IBM company is done by using Python as a business software. The next application is in the government sector. Nowadays, government is making the online web portal for everything, whether it is an Aadhaar card or whether it is to create an account or whether it is the portal for ministries such as railways, road constructions, etc. So, to make those web portal in the government sector, Python is being used nowadays. The next is finance sector. There are many applications or softwares like Tally ERP which are being used in finance sectors. So, to make those software, Python is used nowadays. The next is electronic design automation. Various devices like washing machine, TV, fridge, computer makes use of microprocessor as a chip within it to work. So that chip is also designed by using Python programming language. The next application is graphic design. We use Python programming in a graphic design means to create the various animations. The last one is education. Also, we use Python in various education portals or to give students the online education. There are various softwares which are made by using Python in the field of education. So, this was all about our third lecture. Again, don't forget to solve the assignment based on third lecture which will be given to you. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care and we will meet in the next lecture.